My distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege and honor for National Law School of India University, Bangalore, a jewel in the crown of legal education, not only in the state of Karnataka, but the entire nation, to enter into a Memorandum of Understanding with an equally replenish jewel, CMRU of institutions. And National Law School of India University, Bangalore believes that geniuses are never created in isolation. It is only through synergy and symbiosis that we learn from each other, we grow with each other to make surroundings around us a safe and secure place to live in. And today's Memorandum of Understanding, to quote Neil Armstrong, might be a small step but a giant leap for the cause of legal education. And to mark it, I have bought a book which was released just yesterday by Honorable former Chief Justice of India, Justice Rajendra Rao. Now, this book is about the judgment that the Supreme Court of India delivered on 24th August 2015 on matters relating to right to privacy. In fact, when the judgment was being delivered, we had a live streaming discussion in the classroom at the same time, and enthused with the responses of the students, Justice Rajendra Rao said, we need to have a seminar and then to publish a book. And immediately, in less than 15 days, a seminar was conducted. And this book is a compendium of the papers of the seminar, with foreword by Justice Rajendra Rao and edited by me and another senior respected professor, Professor T.V. Subhalas. And it's my privilege to present this copy to Honorable Vice Chancellor of this institution. May I request you, sir, to accept it? In fact, I was already telling you, Vice Chancellor, congratulating him. Yesterday evening, the marketing manager of Malayalam Manorama group of publications, which publishes the Week magazine, came to National Law School, coming out with the best colleges publication, June 17th issue. And CMRU Law School has got a very good rank in the rankings. Of course, National Law School of India University Bangalore got the top rank. And I congratulate CMRU Law School for its wonderful show in the Week magazine. I think the magazine will be out in the market today. And, but please remember, it is always easy to reach the top, but difficult to stay there. And once you reach the top, the fall from the top will be very steep. Therefore, any achievement in life becomes meaningless once you achieve it. As long as you don't achieve it, you strive for it. But once you achieve it, it becomes meaningless. Therefore, we can never afford to rest on our laurels. We can never afford to be complacent. In fact, I am reminded when Professor Subramania was asking me to speak about the role of teachers, only one thing I would say. I would share my personal experience with you. 30 years ago, when I visited Jawaharlal Nehru University, when Sitaram Yechuri was the president of Jawaharlal Nehru University, a small function like this was organized at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the function was to felicitate a teacher who got an award which was equivalent to Nobel Prize in the subject of history. Because Nobel Prize is not given to all subjects, only few subjects are there, Nobel Prize. And for history, there was an award from Central Europe, which people say is equivalent to Nobel Prize. And one of the professors in JNU got that award. And they arranged a felicitation function at about 3 o'clock. I also sneaked into the room. I was sitting the last rows, a very young person then. And when I entered the room, there was a big banner like this. School of European Studies, something like that. And the banner was half open and half closed. And the upper half, which was speaking as the film Abdasat says, half truth. It said, "We don't want learned teachers." That was the caption of the banner, displayed as a function arranged to felicitate a teacher who got an award. I was very curious as to how at a felicitation function these people had the audacity to say that we don't want learned teachers. But I coupled my curiosity and waited for the function to go over. And the lower half was covered. The function started like this, with prayer, formalities. And for that matter, I must congratulate the little angel who sang that wonderful invocation. Okay, may God bless you. It reminded me of M.S. Subbulakshmi's Bhajagovinda. Okay, the ragas and other things. I'm a connoisseur of music. I come from a family of music lovers. Okay, may Goddess Saraswati bless you. So the other half was covered. The function started, prayer was there, ritualistic items were there. Then the teacher who used to be felicitated was asked me to take a seat on the chair. Then they removed the lower half also. I like the entire banner. We don't want learning teachers. What we want is learning teachers. And our teacher is the best example of a learning teacher. Because the moment somebody cares that you are learned, please remember, he is not praising you. He indirectly says that you have become a thing of the past. You are anachronized. You are fossilized. You are demonetized. And my economics teacher long ago told me, good coins drive bad coins out of use. And a student would love to continue to respect a teacher only as long as he realizes that teacher is also a student. The moment he comes to know that the teacher is trying to bank on his past, respect starts diminishing. Okay. And the inevitable principle of diminishing utility and diminishing returns would operate. Therefore, we don't want learning teachers, what we want is learning teachers. Justice Krishna here was referring the same in a conference of judges and lawyers, where he said, when somebody refers to you as a learned judge, don't think that he is praising you. He says, you fellow, you are a thing of the past, you are living in 20th century. You have become fossilized. Okay. What we want is learning judges and not learning judges. Therefore, that sends a message to you that a teacher should be a lifelong learner, frontline researcher, and eternal problem solver. These are the three qualities that a teacher should have. A teacher should be a lifelong learner, because learning which starts in the womb of a mother, like many other things, it has only a beginning, it has no end. And it continues till we breathe our last. And please remember, the classroom is the most sacred place in the world. And when you enter the classroom, there needs to be a metamorphosis in your personality. And you should never violate the sanctity of the classroom. When you look at the young face, youngsters are like liquids. They assume the shape of the container. They don't have a container of their own. And it is for teachers like us to give that container to them. And therefore, when they walk out from the university into the universe, remember, when somebody says he is a proud product of CMRU School of Law, remember, he is a deferred dividend in what shape he comes. That's the reason why one of the American scholars said, teachers and judges never retire. They rarely die, because they influence eternity. You influence eternity. Even after the student walks out of the classroom and enters the next phase of his life, after 20 years, the lesson taught by you in the classroom would have a cascading impact on him when he's trying to shape his family and the environment around it. He would remember, oh, my teacher that day taught me that. Therefore, that is the onerous responsibility that you have. And therefore, never commit the fundamental mistake of thinking that what Professor Subramanya, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, is asking you to teach in the classroom as per the syllabus that you are supposed to do it. Syllabus is only a framework. It's a starting point. And my teacher told me, never commit the fundamental mistake that we committed. I also committed that. Because as you know, beautifully it is said in law, good judgment comes out of experience. But experience comes out of bad judgment. Please remember that. Good judgment comes out of experience, and experience comes out of bad judgment. And that was the reason why Oscar Wilde said in one context, experience is the name that one gives to one's mistakes. And my professor warned me, but I also walked into the trap. And most of you must have already entered the dragon. The trap is syllabus, trimester, semester, working days, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, examinations. Okay. And please remember, the job of a teacher is not to cover the syllabus, but to uncover the syllabus. To remove the cover of darkness. From darkness to light. From ignorance to knowledge. From here to eternity. We have framed the syllabus for the convenience sake because time is our relentless enemy. So your approach should be holistic. And you must try to awaken the curiosity of the young mind in the classroom. And that's where the responsibility of a teacher begins. Because teaching is the only profession which doesn't have working hours. It gives you autonomy, but it makes you accountable. It gives you freedom, but it makes you understand that that freedom should not degenerate into life existence. A bad clerk may say, sir, it is 2 o'clock, the counter is closed, please to come tomorrow, I accept. Receipts and payments will be closed at 2 o'clock. And Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes the banks don't work. But when a student comes to you, you cannot say, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Remember. It is 24 into 7 into 365. But you must cultivate the art of teaching with pleasure and not under pressure. That's the most important thing. That would happen when you like the job. As somebody said, if you join a job you like, you need not work at all. I have, in fact, come across a wonderful quotation. See, I just read it, though normally I don't like to read it, extracts. This was so fascinating that it applies to everyone. I read it slowly, please look at it. Create a life you don't need vacation from. First sentence, create a life you don't need vacation from. Because every day is like vacation. Every day is like vacation. If you truly find your passion and love what you do, the term work starts being questioned. You're not working at all, isn't it? When you have the passion, everything you do just becomes a way of life. So whatever you do must become a way of life in the classroom. That will happen, only when you have passion for what you do, but also compassion for whom you do. That's most important. You are not robots, okay, trying to repeat like a parrot, like a person who works in a call center without understanding that he is speaking to a human being. Okay. When you get a phone call from a call center, the way in which monotonous, robotic persons, remember, they dehumanize you. But classroom is a place where you have human beings full of flesh and blood. And please remember, when you are speaking to human beings full of flesh and blood, the fundamental principle you must remember is human beings care more for longings than belongings. That's the most important thing you must understand. Emotional quotient you must understand. And you must also try to understand an empathic principle that no student is a problem, but every student has a problem. Please remember that. My experience of 4 decades very closely working with students has taught me this. No child is a problem. Every child has a problem, isn't it? But the mistake that we commit is you never talk with a child, but you talk to a child. You never talk with a student, you talk to a student. And when you talk to a student and don't talk with a student, the problems come. But when the student realizes that you are talking with him with heart, from the core of the heart, remember, he will fall at your feet and you will have psychological control over him. And even if you become the president of India tomorrow, he will come and touch you. Now that is the impact that the teachers have. And please remember, this is the only profession divinely ordained to perform that wonderful function. And just this short talk I would like to wind up by quoting Amartya Sen in one context as to what a teacher should do. And as and when opportunity I get, I come again and interact with all of you, okay? Because Vice Chancellor and Registrar, I know the administrative rulings and compulsions they have, isn't it? And Amartya Sen, after getting a Nobel Prize, came to Delhi School of Economics. He was an alumnus of Delhi School of Economics. And like this, the director of Delhi School of Economics, the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University also came, because Amartya got Nobel laureate, got Nobel Prize. They offered him a cup of tea, and then Amartya Sen said, I'd like to just go to classrooms and see what will happen. And I wanted to sit in the classroom where I sat once. The director of Delhi School of Economics was reluctant to take him. Amartya thought that he had not heard. And then the Vice Chancellor took leave of them because he had some other meeting. Delhi University is such a sprawling university, my goodness. And only the dean was there and Amartya was there. Amartya had a very visual sense of humor. If you are writing books, you would understand that. So he completed his cup of tea and then said, Mr. Dean, we would like to visit the classroom. He was again reluctant. And Amartya Sen viciously said, I find you are not very happy with my idea of going to the classrooms. Then the dean said, sir, we are having exams now. Okay, let me see what is there. Okay, I'll see the examination. So what is there to see in the examination hall? And there will be a question paper, and then people will be like, then Amartya Sen said, you are reluctant? Does it mean that students are adopting mass copy? Said, okay. Has the value system gone down? Why are you reluctant? Why don't you take me? I want to see the question paper, he said. Then the dean said, sir, what is there in the question paper? The same questions appear. Amartya Sen beautifully said, that's the point. That's where the role of a teacher comes. Questions always remain the same, but answers keep on changing. For the question that was asked about the responsibility of the state, Amartya Sen answered. But the same question is asked in 1970s. People would immediately say nationalization of everything. Maximal state. A bus accident, you nationalize buses. Something goes wrong in a college, let the government take over. When we were students, that was the slogan. We went on strike also. Okay, from private buses to private colleges, everything government should take over. So maximal state. 1993, globalization, fall of Berlin Wall, in the became by the economics professor, and minimal state. State withdrew. And then subprime economy, housing loans, collapse of economy in the Western countries, optimal state. The same question in 1970s would say maximal state. The same question in 1993 will say minimal state. The same question in 2008 will say optimal state, where the state has to play an important role in sectors like health, education, and other things. The question might be the same: what is the role of the state in welfare economy? Now, but if you read from the books published before 1970, your answer would be only 24th Amendment and 25th Amendment. Beyond that, it doesn't go. But if you are taken care to read about 1993, assuming that globalization is not a process but was initiated, your answer will be something else. Okay, but if you have read about subprime economy in 2008 and the interventionist role there by state, okay, the answer will be different. Therefore, I expect your teachers to be contemporaneous. That's what he has said. Now that's where the role of a teacher is enlightened. And that was Amacha. And that he viciously said that would only happen when the teachers have open mind. And he wonderfully said, only three things in life would work out the best when they are open. Viciously said, a parachute. If the parachute is closed, will it work? Then he said, books. If the book is closed, will it work? It will only decorate your library, nothing more than that. The third one is human mind. Human mind, books and parachute would work out the best when they are open and not closed. So let this education process make your minds as open as possible so that the lovely little angels of CMR Law School would become worthy denizens of Bangalore and citizens of our nation and inhabitants of the planet. And thank you very much. God bless you.